Greetings.
Hey sister, how you doing? Did you know that you're beautiful, beautiful? Hey sister, there ain't no choosing. Did you know that you're beautiful, beautiful?
Greetings, Salaam alaikum, namaste, etesen, bawani, and the list goes on. My name is Kaika Matasia, and you are here on the Eyeame channel. Welcome back to our Winter Wellness series, a series created to help us gain life resources as we transition into the colder months. So today we're talking about books that I've been reading during the cooler season of the year, and the lessons that I've learned. The lessons that I've learned not only from the book, but what I've taken that wasn't written, right? I hope that makes sense. First, let's start off with Grace Victory's book. I just want to say, I've been watching Grace since she was like 20, when she was Ugly Face of Beauty. She came out of her coma, won an award, has a baby, has a flourishing relationship. She is so... I don't know how to describe her. Grace is like when you want to feel bougie but you're at home, so you make, she's a Virgo, so you make like a fresh lemonade with pomegranate seeds. I absolutely love her, and obviously I wanted to support her by buying the book. I didn't even know what the content was about. All I knew was I was buying the book. Okay, so now I read the book, and alhamdulillah, for the most part, it was more so a revision for me. The main lesson I took from this is that I need to honour my body in all aspects. Now, there's two really weird ways that I don't do this. One, when I feel the sensation to go to the bathroom, I don't go. So thank you, Miss Grace, for reminding me that I have to go to the bathroom. The second thing is, my feet and hands run cold. Specifically my feet. My feet can be really, really cold. So I could be going to sleep knowing that my feet are going to be cold throughout my night and not do anything about it. So again, this book came in with the lesson of listen to your body. So I definitely recommend this book. It's a small read. How many pages has it got? 150 pages. It's an easy read. You can read this on the bus when it's raining. Like, that's how pleasurable and user-friendly it is. Highly recommend this book. The next book review, Song of Solomonm by Toni Morrison. Okay, so I've read, I think, 3 of her books now. This one, Sula, and The Bluest Eye. This one has been my least favourite. Actually, you know, let me give the pros and the cons. So, Song of Solomonm, I think a lot of the ideas is about identity, people's perception of you impacting your perception of yourself, journeying, finding your roots. It was also very refreshing hearing the male's perspective of how women's love can be suffocating and toxic and negative and overpowering and just too much. It seems to be like a recurring theme that's happening. I'm hearing like all these different men's perspective of women, and it kind of is offering me a more balanced view. Thank God I had the assistance of the audiobook on YouTube, where I heard a variety of listeners speak in each chapter, and that just made it a lot more easier to sell the Toni Morrison boat. Her mind, her way of thinking, it's so layered, it's so advanced, and that was one of the lessons that I learned. So whenever I've read a Toni Morrison book, I often go to reviews to ensure that I've understood it. And actually, I think what this book taught me is that for the 3rd book now, I am understanding or identifying similar themes to other people, and so I should be more confident in my intellect, in my intelligence, in my understanding of literature, and yeah, just be a little bit more self-assured in that regard. There were some sentences similar to Sula, when it's just like, it's just like cherry bakewell and chocolate sauce and apple crumble and lemon tea. Like, wow, that sentence just made me repeat it over and over and over again. I wanted it to play in my mind and never stop. Listen, this book here. This book is called Buddhism, Plain and Simple by Steve Hagen. This is not going to be a positive review of this book. The first 2 to 3 chapters, absolutely loved it. I read through it quite easily. I was getting into the mojo of things. I have I'd studied a little bit of Buddhism from beforehand, and that's why I actually purchased the book, because I wanted to further and deepen my understanding of the practice. But some of the things that he was saying, I was just like, where's he gonna got that from then? Way this was written, it was so oxymoronic, because it had a air of arrogance, and I know that the Eastern philosophy is all about humility and inner standing, so that kind of perplexed me. It took me long to read, because every single time I read it I was literally shouting like, that no make no sense, brethren. But I got through it, and the most important thing was my revision of certain Buddhist principles. So that will be my positive note. Let's move on to the next one. Yes, okay, so here this book is called Introvert Power by Laurie, Helgoe, PhD. This book was an easy read. It's a beautiful balance of anecdotes and scientific data. It touches on a variety of cultures, and essentially the synopsis is how we in the West exemplify and prioritize extroversion, thank you, that's the word. Extroversion, where in fact data shows that it's actually half-half, like we're half introvert, half extrovert as a population. So the first couple of chapters did seem incredibly biased, and I thought, oh god, like this is like the war, the revenge of the introverts. Like, I don't want to come across as that, but as I continued with the book, I understand why it's so essential. I was completely oblivious to how much the extroversion mind and the extroversion way plays out in our daily life. Some simple things, as you know, when you go to primary school, you have to sit with people, you have to do teamwork, you have to go out to play. You're weird if you don't like to go to parties. Why are you sitting by yourself in the coffee shop? This book helped me to realize how introverted my mind is. So because of my personality, people always assume that I'm an extrovert. Even when I actually verbalize I am an introvert, people are like, oh, shut up, man, no you're not. Anyway, I realized that I spent a considerable amount of my day overstimulated. This book shows me ways on how to calm down, how to mentally calm down. I definitely recommend this, not only if you are an introvert, but also if you're an extrovert with introvert people in your life. It's not a lesser than, it's just a difference. Now, the final book is Bernadine Evaristo, Girl, Woman, Other. I got this book because I saw it on the train. The advertisement got me. I saw this on the train and I definitely wanted to purchase it because she had a headscarf. I am only on page 70, but the little that I've read so far, it's similar to the book Candace Williams' Queenie. Like, it's so tingly to feel seen, to know the people, to know them people, not to understand the characters or be aware of the archetype existing in the world somehow, some place, and some era. Another reason I love this book, because it is such a beautiful display that the black woman is not homogenous. There are black women that are from the same area as me and are the same age as me, and we have completely different philosophy, politics, ideologies, ways of thinking, ways of seeing the world. And so I think this book in the 70 pages has really showcased that. So I really look forward to reading the rest of it. I've also been watching her interviews. Oh god, what a delight, what a display that you should never ever give up. She started becoming successful and monetizing off of her art, off of her career, off of her passion for writing in her 60s. That's when she's gained notoriety, that's when she's gained popularity. I think the lesson here is to never give up on your dreams. It's cliche, I know. My belief is that if you don't do it this time, you're just gonna have to come back and do it again. So it's better that you do it the first time that you've come on this planet. I wanted to include books in our winter wellness series because it's a great thing to do in your yard. In the summer, you're out, you're doing things, you might be traveling, you might be at a bar, you might be going to an exhibition, whatever you're doing because you're out. It's the time to be flourishing, exploring, having an adventure. But as the winter comes in, we begin to hibernate, we begin to recluse and become introspective. And what better way to do that and entertain ourselves than with some good old books. Please share what you've been reading. What are the lessons that you're learning? The lessons that are not necessarily written down. How did you feel whilst you were reading this book? Did it resonate? Did it not resonate? What were your likes and dislikes? Please add your evaluation at the bottom. Whilst we're here, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Bless up. Take care. And remember, Eyeame in everything.